that got on there.
It'll be edited out.
Slide it in somewhere else. Hey, that's what Diddy said.
Hello, welcome to another episode of the Movie Bar Podcast. I'm John.
I'm Justin.
I'm Billy.
How you guys doing this week?
Doing all right.
It goes.
All right, a little bit of housekeeping. The X poll for Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1978 and 2003 was tied at three apiece.
Hmm.
So,
Didn't even get a dozen responses.
Nope.
Not even double digits, huh?
Nope. 6.
Wow.
X is dead.
Yesterday, me and Hunter, we went to Monster Expo in Fairhaven, Mass. I like that little convention. It's nice. It's not busy.
Oh, no shit. Nobody knows where Fairhaven is.
But we do.
By the Cape.
Well, yeah, those who live near it know where it is.
Oh, it's next to New Bedford, Billy.
Yeah, down that way.
Yeah.
Cape, New Bedford.
But we are no longer allowed in that hotel because Hunter used the bathroom and tore that shit up.
Sure, blame it on Hunter.
It was him.
We know who it was.
We just pull in the parking lot. And he goes, "Daddy, I have to go to the bathroom." So I'm like, "Okay." So we go into the hotel lobby and we're like, "Do you have a bathroom we can use?" Guy goes over there. So we go in there and he's doing his thing, and I'm like, "Oh my, what the? Like, what did you eat this morning? All you had was a fucking Eggo." But yeah, he tore that shit up. But we did meet Tiffany Shepis from Victor Crowley and Tromeo and Juliet, and Michelle Santiago from Terrifier 2 and followed the series. No idea who she played neither, but whatever. And Hunter like looking around at all the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. So, all right. We don't have to do the Terrifier 3 thoughts. There will be a video out with that already.
Yes, we already. Me and John covered that because Justin, we assumed you haven't seen it yet.
Nope.
You're missing out.
But what we can discuss is tonight at 9 p.m., well, on Sunday night, October 13th at 9 p.m., the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards 2024 exclusively on Shudder. So we are going to give what we think are our picks, even though we haven't seen half these fucking movies. All right. So first category, best wide release movie. Abigail, Evil Dead Rise, The First Omen, Godzilla -1, Infinity Pool, Late Night with the Devil, Megan, Satanic Hispanics, Talk to Me, and When Evil Lurks. What do you guys think?
I'm torn because I really want to say When Evil Lurks, but Godzilla -1 is on there. I think I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go Godzilla -1. That was such a good movie.
I think I'm going to go with Megan.
Megan?
Yeah.
Out of those, I'll go with Evil Dead Rise because I've only seen 2 of them.
Okay.
I'm going for over.
Best limited release movie, Cobweb, Annie's Men, I Saw the TV Glow, The Outwaters, and Suitable Flesh.
Only one I watched, well, partially watched, was Suitable Flesh on the Joe Bob episode. I hated it. I couldn't finish it.
That's what I'm going. I'm going with that because I'm loyal.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I haven't seen the other one, so I'll have to say Suitable Flesh by default.
Yeah, that's the only one I've seen.
Yeah, I didn't like it particularly, but you know.
I saw the TV Glow, and that fucking sucked.
Yeah.
All right. Best first feature: The Angry Black Girl and Her Monster, Birth/Rebirth, It Lives Inside, Skinamarink, and Stop Motion.
Stop motion looks interesting. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm gonna have to go with Skinamarink.
Yeah,
That one had the most buzz.
I'm gonna go with 2.
Sure, I'll go with that because I've heard of that.
Okay, next we have I'm sorry, that was okay, best streaming premiere. No One Will Save You, Sick, Totally Killer, VHS 85, and Where the Devil Roams. No One Will Save You. We covered that, didn't we, Justin?
Yep. Yeah. Huh?
I'm gonna go with that one.
Totally killer.
I think No One Will Save You is better.
Okay. Well, we know I'm out of this topic. Best international movie: The Coffee Table, Exuma, Infested, Musara the Bone Woman, and When Evil Lurks.
Oh, When Evil Lurks. I love that movie.
Sure.
Yeah, I might as well go with that too because it's the only one I've heard of. Best television series: Chucky, The Fall of the House of Usher, Interview with the Vampire, The Last of Us, and Yellow Jackets.
The Last of Us is going to win.
I'm still going with Chucky though.
Yeah, I'm going with Chucky too. Maybe this will be what causes the revival. All right. Best documentary feature: Dario Argento Finico, The Legacy of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Satan Wants You, Sharks Exploitation, and We Kill for Love. I'm going to go with Texas Chainsaw.
Sure.
Just to be different, I'm going with Dario Argento.
Best lead performance: Tobin Bell in Saw 10, David Deshmelechian from Late Night with the Devil.
Das Malakian.
I can't read it. It's all blurry. Caitlin Denver from No One Will Save You. Neil Tigger Free, The First Omen. Catherine Newton, Lisa Frankenstein. Lapita Things, A Quiet Place Day One. Emma Stone from Poor Things. Lily Sullivan from Evil Dead Rise. Sydney Sweetie from Immaculate. And Sophie Wilde from Talk to Me. I gotta go.
I'm going with David Das Malakian because I like that. I mean, Emma
I'll go
Stone's
with
going to
Caitlin
win the.
Dever for
With
No
what?
One Will Save You. No One Will Save You.
Okay.
If this was the, like the Oscars, Emma Stone's going to win it. But,
Yeah. Best supporting performance: Dave Bautista, Knock at the Cabin. Joe Bird, Talk to Me. Nicolas Cage in Renfield. Mia Goth, Infinity Pool. Catherine Newton in Abigail. Bridget Lundy Payne, I Saw the TV Glow. Dwayne Perkins, The Blackening. Dan Stevens, Abigail. Elisa Sutherland, Evil Dead Rise. And Alicia Ware in Abigail.
Nick Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
Nick Cage. I've actually seen most of these movies, so. But yeah, I'm going Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, we'll go Nick Cage. I'll
great.
go Nick Cage on that. All right. Best Director: Brendan Cronenberg for Infinity Pool. Lee Cronin for Evil Dead Rise. Danny and Michael Filippo, Talk to Me. Damien Rugna, When Evil Lurks. Kasha Stevenson for The First Omen. I'm going Lee Cronin.
I'm going with Demian Rugna for When Evil Lurks.
Oh,
I'll go with Lee Cronin because it's the only one I've seen.
Okay, best cinematography: The First Omen, Aaron Morton. I Saw the TV Glow, Eric K.U. In a Violent Nature, Pierce Dirks. Infinity Pool, Kareem Hassan. Poor Things, Robbie Ryan.
I'm gonna go with In a Violent Nature because it's the only movie I saw that was different in any way.
I'm going with that because I really don't consider Poor Things a horror movie.
No, it's not.
Best Score, Evil Dead Rise, Stephen McKean. The First Omen, Mark Corvin. Godzilla -1, Nuki Seato. I Saw the TV Glow, Alex G. Infinity Pool, Tim Heckler.
Evil Dead
Godzilla.
Rise, the only one I saw.
Godzilla.
Did you see Godzilla -1, Billy?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Got a few more here.
It was awesome.
Best Screenplay, The First Omen, Infinity Pool, Late Night with the Devil, Megan, Talk to Me.
Late Night with the Devil.
Yeah.
Best Makeup Effects, Abigail, Evil Dead Rise, In a Violent Nature, Talk to Me, and When Evil Lurks.
Evil Dead Rise.
I'll give that one to Evil Dead, yeah.
All across the board. Best Costume Design, The First Omen, Immaculate, Late Night with the Devil, Lisa Frankenstein, and Poor Things.
Late Night.
Late Night, yeah.
Best Creature Effects, Evil Dead Rise, Five Nights at Freddy's, Infested, The Last Voyage of the
Demeter.
Megan.
Last Voyage.
Evil Dead Rise.
Going 5 nights. You're going Evil Dead Rise, Justin?
No, I said The Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Who said Evil Dead Rise?
I did.
Billy.
Sorry about that last, blob.
Okay, these ones I don't think will. Achievement in Nonfiction, Amityville Origin Story, The Boulet Brothers Dragula Season 5, The Enfield Poltergeist, Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs, and Svengoolie.
Last Drive-In. Although
Sure.
Svengoolie would be a close second.
And Best Video Game, Alan Wake 2, Dead Space Remake, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Resident Evil 4 Remake, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I've only played Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So.
I haven't played any of them.
The what?
I haven't played any of them, but the one I want to play the most is Killer Clowns.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm going to go with Texas Chainsaw. I'm not counting remakes. Sorry. You made it look pretty.
Oh.
Yeah, Dead Space remaking Resident Evil 4 remake.
All right, so we will have those results next week to see how we did just off of what we've seen, which isn't much. But speaking of video games, you see they're coming out with Art the Clown video game?
Yep. The arcade game.
Yeah. I'm surprised Jericho's character made it as a playable person in the...
Where there's money to be walked out of something, Jericho will be there.
All right, big news stories. Terrifier 3 debuts #1 with a $18.26 million box office opening night. It is now the #1 movie in the country. Dethroned the Joker.
Yeah, wasn't very hard to do.
No.
Yeah. That movie dropped off something like 70%.
It's the worst drop off for a DC movie.
Yeah.
That's saying something. They had Black Adam and Aquaman.
Wonder Woman 84.
Both Wonder Womans.
They're getting worse and worse, the DC movies.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah. All right, and Dogma is coming out of purgatory. The Weinsteins no longer own the rights. Kevin Smith's putting it out on, digital and Blu-ray, and he's probably going to also tour it in theaters too. Can't wait for that. I love Dogma, and I was so bummed when I went to look for it to show my son so he could watch it, and it was nowhere to be found because Harvey Weinstein's a prick.
No, he used his prick. That's the problem.
Yeah, a little prick. Whatever.
Little prick, big problems.
Yep.
All right. It is now time for
Coming attractions.
I was gonna say John defines a button.
He found it. It's getting better. He's getting quicker. Good for you, John.
All right, first coming soon, we have Being Robin, which looks absolutely fucking terrible, and this person should just be ashamed of themselves for making this.
Hey, well, they think they're possessed by Robin Williams.
I think it's disrespectful to the legacy that is Robin Williams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Using his name to try and get a movie by. I don't agree with that. Fuck this guy.
Yeah, I probably won't watch it.
I forget where they said they found distribution. But and then on November
The cartel.
Yeah. Then on November 22nd, we have Armor, starring Sylvester Stallone.
This looks fun.
Looks decent. Kind of reminds me of the movie Armored. But Sylvester Stallone shooting shit up, you know.
It's
I'm
got two
down.
less letters. It's completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, next we have on October 25th, Let's Start a Cult. Looks funny. Just looks low budget comedy. Some guy who was in a death
CM
cult. They all
Punk.
killed themselves. Yeah, and CM Punk makes an appearance.
He looks like he could be in a cult when he shaves his head.
Who? CM Punk? Probably.
Well, that's why they did the whole straight edge society cult thing.
Yeah.
But he just looks like somebody that belongs in a cult with his shaved head and tattoos. And
And then in 2025, we have Companion. Jack Quaid. Hopefully the last remaining sane Quaid.
Yeah.
This one looks interesting.
Yeah, it looks fun. It looks screwed up.
Yeah.
I kind of want to. I really want to see this one.
Yeah. I like when she sets her arm on fire at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, it's messed up. She's just like sitting there, like staring at it, tears running down her cheek.
Yeah.
She has no control.
And then on January 17th, we have Wolfman.
Ow!
Not the werewolves from London. Not an American werewolf in London.
Nope. It's just Wolfman.
American Werewolf in Paris?
Yeah.
Is this one of those reimagined Universal monster movies that Blumhouse is doing?
Maybe. It could very well be.
I'm pretty sure the generic Wolfman's probably entered public domain by now, I would assume.
Yeah. Well, it's about a guy that turns into a wolf. Shocking.
Yeah, I'll still watch it. Next up, we got Elevation, November 8th. Like another kind of like, almost like a quiet place, but like everyone has to stay in the mountains up high, anything below 8,000 feet. And you're in danger of getting killed by these screwed up looking creatures. Stars, what's his name? Anthony Mackie, guy who plays Falcon and New Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So is like the going trend, what the fuck was that?
That's Pee-wee.
Sounded like a drunk old man yelling out on the street.
That's exactly what Pee-wee sounds like.
Is the new trend in horror movies just like specific limit horror?
Maybe.
Like Quiet Place, like you gotta keep very quiet. Bird Box can't see, and now you got like you can't go below this elevation. Pretty soon they're gonna be like you can only go inside even buildings. Pretty soon you can't. You gotta like climb a tree every time you see a stop sign or something. Horror movies are getting weird.
Yeah, well, I don't know. This one still looks like it'll be interesting. I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And then November 1st, something John's can pretty well acquainted with, we have The Gutter. Story of
What? I
a
wasn't the one that tripped in the gutter.
Yeah.
Fucked up his ankle the last time we all went bowling.
No,
Just
that was my knee,
That's
and
just 'cause he's
I didn't
tall,
trip on the
lanky, and has
gutter,
bad knees.
and I crossed the line by accident.
Well, you don't cross that line, Billy.
I
Never
stumbled.
crossed the line.
I stumbled. And I crossed the line.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
you're definitely not a weevil.
And I haven't. I don't think I've bowled since.
Probably not. He's scared now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks funny.
It looks like I said to Billy when I was watching it. It's like dodgeball for bowling.
Yes. I'm gonna watch it.
Ish.
I don't know if it's gonna get if it's gonna get a wide theatrical release, but when it comes streaming, I'll watch it.
Yeah. All right. What did we watch this week? Billy, start us off.
I had a little bit of a busy week. Okay, so I watched Hellraiser 2022, Hellraiser 1987, Terrifier 2. I watched Oddity, which was pretty good. We had the trailer on a few months back.
Hmm.
And it didn't last in the theaters long, but it was because it was a Shudder movie. But it was really good. You guys should check it out. It's on Shudder right now. Screwed up. I watched Terrifier 3 in theaters. John will have the video up to that later. Return of the Living Dead. An American Werewolf in London. I watched Alice, Sweet Alice, which was a 1976, I think, horror movie as young Brooke Shields gets murdered on her first communion, and everyone blames her sister. But yeah,
What's that on? Is that on Tubi?
it was on Prime, Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Someone recommended it. I saw it as a recommendation on Reddit, so I figured I'd check it out. And it wasn't bad. I watched Dawn of the Dead 2004. It was okay. I liked it. Hadn't seen it before. It's not nearly as good as the original, but still not bad. And then I watched the much improved sequel over the original, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, Part 2. Very well done. I got to give him credit. It was much better than the first one. Much better. Good job, guys. Kudos.
We'll see what they keep doing. Oh,
Yeah.
Did we ever discuss Steamboat? We discussed the teaser trailer though.
Oh yeah, that's one of the trailers that was played.
Yeah.
I didn't put it on there, but that was one of the trailers we saw.
Throw it on there next week.
Okay.
All right,
Have we
Justin. What did
talked
you
about
watch?
that movie?
We talked about the teaser trailer, but now that it's getting a little more in depth,
No.
I'd like to discuss. What you watched this week, Justin?
Well, I watched these two Hellraiser movies. They were 87 and whatever the other year, 2022, whatever it was, 21. And then I watched Dumb and Dumber.
Okay.
Because you got stuff.
Yeah, if it's on, you have to watch it.
And I got about 20 minutes left, but I was watching Salem's Lot.
The
Oh,
original.
the new one.
No, the new one.
Okay.
And it's pretty spectacular. Pretty damn good for a horror movie.
Yeah.
Kids are creepy as fuck.
Those kids are.
But
That
yeah,
it?
that was it.
All right, so I'm continuing on my 31 Days of Horror. I've watched Scream 5, Scream 6, Casa Bonita, Mi Amor. That was interesting.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you
Very
very much.
much on purpose.
I watched Hatchet, Hellraiser 87, Hellraiser 2022. I watched Your Next. It's been a while since I've seen that. That's got
That's
some
good.
great kills in it.
That was a good movie. I like that one.
I
Sleeper
watched
hit.
Joyride from 2001 with Paul Walker. Terrifier 3. All Hallows Eve. The Messengers. Me and Hunter watched the Simpsons movie last night. I watched Nightmare Cinema, and I watched the Hulu exclusive Mr. Crockett.
How was that?
Fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on Hulu.
I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was just weird. So that's it. All right. Now it is time for
Horror Head to Head.
it is our special double feature head-to-head presentation. In this corner, sexual deviant Frank inadvertently opens the portal to hell when he tinkers with a box he bought while abroad. The act unleashes the gruesome beings called Cenobites, who also tear Frank's body apart. When Frank's brother and his wife Julia, move into Frank's old house, they accidentally bring what is left of Frank back to life, and Frank then convinces Julia, his one-time lover, to lure men back to the house so he can use their blood to reconstruct himself. Here is Hellraiser 1987. And in this corner, a young woman must confront the sadistic supernatural forces behind an enigmatic puzzle box responsible for her brother's disappearance. Here is Hellraiser 2022.
That's some enthusiasm, John. Way to put
I
it
just
in
like
your
the
voice.
fact that the first one gets a fucking paragraph and the second one gets a sentence.
Yeah.
That's what that was Google, man. That's where I take it from. Okay. All right. It's time for the tale from the tape. Right. So for the release date for the 1987 Hellraiser, we have September 18th, 1987. 2022, it was September 28th, 2022. Both rated R. 1987 had an hour 34 minutes runtime, whereas 2022 had an excruciatingly long 2 hours and 1 minute. 1987, directed by Clive Barker. 2022 was David Bruckner. Budgets. 1987 had a budget of $1 million. The 2022 had a $14 million budget. Box office 87, 14.6 million. Now I can't really say much about this because I'm sure it was a very limited release, considering it was straight to streaming on Hulu. So it was made for that. It had a box office of $12,640. All right. So 1987 is currently streaming on Shudder, Tubi, Pluto TV, AMC Plus, and for purchase at all streaming sites. And 2022 is just Hulu and Disney Plus because it's exclusive to them.
Yay! Our cast of characters. For 1987, we have Doug Bradley as Pinhead, Ashley Lawrence as Kirsty, Claire Higgins as Julia, Sean Chapman as Frank, Andrew Robinson as Larry, Simon Bamford as Butterball Cenobite, Nicholas Vince as Chatterer, Oliver Smith as Frank the Monster, Grace Kirby as female Cenobite, and Robert Hines as Steve. Most intimidating name is Steve. Jamie Clayton, for 2022, Jamie Clayton as Pinhead, Drew Starkey as Trevor, Odessa Azion as Riley, Brandon Flynn as Matt, Goran Viznik as Roland Waite, Kit Clark as Kaskuna, sure, Selena Lowe as the Gas, Kazan Jovanovic as the Mask, Afi Hines as Nora, Adam Faison as Colin, Yinka Olorunif as Weeper, Hayam Abbas as Serena Menaker, Frederick Belak as Lorenz, and Jason Lyles as Chatterer. All right, John, now I want you to go back through and do that cast.
I am so glad I didn't get the cast.
You never do because you won't let us schedule.
No, but every once in a while he likes to throw himself those stupid award things, and he doesn't realize that it's the exact same problem.
No, smart. What can I say? All right. So first off, I'm going to say, watching the first one, I enjoyed it. It's been a long time since I've seen it, and I was actually excited to go into the remake. But this is no way in hell anywhere a remake. It's a reimagining, as Billy said.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so, how about the synopsis of the original? Does that make you want to go see it?
The original, yeah.
Yeah.
The original was great. I mean, even if you just look at the cast,
yeah,
that's got a pretty stacked cast. You got Andrew Robinson, who played. He was also the killer in the original Dirty Harry. Yeah, he's a good actor. I like him. And Doug Bradley. When you think of Pinhead, it's Doug Bradley. There's been a couple other people who played it, but no one can piss it up. Claire
how many
Higgins
did
as
he play
Julia.
Pinhead in? I know there's been like what, six sequels.
I think it was like 8 of them. You have 1, 2, 3 Bloodlines. No, what the hell's the non after Bloodlines?
Wasn't it like all of them except this one?
No, there were 2 others.
Oh.
What's their Hellraiser Judgment? I don't think he was. Was he that one? I don't think so. That was 2018. There was one in 2011. Begins with an R. Hellraiser something. Revelations, yeah. But that one was horrible, and it has this like really kind of chubby guy playing.
So basically, Doug Bradley makes Hellraiser work.
Oh yeah, he's awesome as Pinhead. He is like
so. Based off the synopsis of the reboot, I need more information.
Yeah, like I said, that was Google. I mean, yeah, it doesn't really give much information.
See, I think like the 1987 one, it jumped around in the story a little bit more than the new one did. I think the new one, the story was a little bit more fleshed out, albeit too fleshed out.
Yeah,
a little too drawn out. But I think that the story in the remake, reimagine, whatever, was better thought out, better played out than it was in the original. The original was better for the acting and the the cool practical effects and all that shit. But
yeah.
I think the story was better for the second one.
Yeah,
just more to it.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, the second one. I think it was a little bit too drawn out. There was some stuff that could have definitely been cut from it.
2 hours and 1 minute was too long.
Yeah.
I texted you guys. I was like, I have a fucking hour left, and I thought I've already been watching it for 3.
So I was watching it while I was doing mail at work, and I was like, okay, let's see how much longer I have left. 45 fucking minutes left, and I'd been watching. I started it on lunch, and then scanning packages, and I'm kind of like listening, watching, and
I will say it starts off really slow, slow, but the ending it really picks up. I didn't think it ended well.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that.
It took too long to get to the.
How about the settings of the movies? The original takes place mostly in that one house, whereas this other one, I'm reimagining, kind of jumps around different locations.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
breaks down the drumness of the overall feeling of it. Breaks up the monotony.
Do the stories appear to be similar, or are they different?
I mean, they're similar, but obviously
Different.
the story's more fleshed out when you get
Yeah.
to the newer one, where you have multiple stages and the different levels and all that stuff. So I appreciated that. That they gave it an actual point.
Yeah.
Whereas in the first one, it was just
Hey, we found a
"Hey,
box.
I found this box.
And we opened it.
I'm gonna fucking play with this stupid thing that I don't know where it came from. What could possibly go wrong? So
Curiosity kills the cat.
So let's talk about the box. I forget what they call it.
The lament configuration.
So two totally different versions of it, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But you play with it, you poke the bear, you're gonna get eaten.
Mm-hmm.
see,
But I like in the original, it was simple. Like they've awakened these the Cenobites, and Frank escapes, and the girl's gonna bring them to him.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, like Justin says, the second one was a lot. The
Bluetooth
was-
connected.
someone connected
the hell was that?
Oh, someone's connecting their Bluetooth. Whatever. But yeah, like the second one is a lot more fleshed out. So there's like a whole lore to like the boxes and like the different configurations.
yeah,
Whereas you only see the first configuration. I mean, technically in the second one, you do see like the Leviathan configuration because you see the Leviathan thing if you've seen the second one. That big.
so is the
black thing.
reimagining kind of like a combination of the original and the sequel?
Not really.
I don't know if I've ever seen the
builds.
sequel.
You never seen the sequel?
I don't think so.
Second one was good. The first three are pretty good. After that, they start to go downhill and they like just crater really quick.
Yeah.
Fifth and sixth one, seventh, yeah.
Well, that kind of happens with all movies, mostly, especially horror. Like, what can we do now?
Yeah.
It's all
send Jason
hard.
to
How can
space.
we take this story to get as much money out of it? What can we like slightly alter but keep most of it the same?
But the second one I would even say probably is even better.
All right, the movie lengths. We had 2 hours and 1 minute for the reimagining,
It's too
and
goddamn long.
That was
an hour 34. A horror movie shouldn't be more than an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Unless it keeps action going, like Terrifier was.
Yeah,
2
Terrifier
hours.
3 was over 2 hours. But
Well, Terrifier 2 was over 2 hours as well, but it kept the action going, and
no, more so the third one. The second one, they could have had 40 minutes. Easy.
Yeah. We've kind of already discussed the most notable differences. Anything you guys want to add to that?
I mean, the kills are right. I mean, that thing, the thing that Voight had in his jammed in his chest at the end. You find out in the sequel that was a new twist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might have to watch the sequel this week. Was there a long enough period of time in between these two movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, how often were the sequels coming up?
Oh, they were like every few years. I think 87. What number 2 was either somewhere between 89, 91. I think part 3 was 93, and then after that, it was almost like every year or so, until like 2003, and then it was the 2011, which didn't really do very well. And the 2018, I haven't seen yet.
So, in your guys' opinion, which one had the better kills?
Oh, come on, the first one.
Yeah.
When Frank dies the second time, everyone knows. And Jesus wept. Then, boom. Come on, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, the remake had some pretty decent kills, but I mean, that one's just iconic.
Yeah. You
Hey,
know,
that
this was just a cash grab for Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow. $12,460.
yeah, but you know, people subscribe when they saw a new Hellraiser
Yeah,
movie.
I know.
They don't take that into consideration.
And plus it's
And they
Hulu, so it's
still
ad
put-
revenue.
Yeah, they still
Yeah.
put those stupid, useless ads on there. Fuck their advertisers.
All right, better story. We agree that the reimagining had a better story.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay, the killers, the Cenobites, and Pinhead, which was more scary, more menacing.
Hmm.
I think the original.
They were scarier, but I think the newer ones looked better.
Oh yeah, I mean, better.
Just
Yeah,
because you
you
got
could
the
have more
modern.
effects.
Yeah.
Killer's death. Okay, the better ending. The original, or the remake, or the reimagining.
I like the beginning of the original, the ending of the original.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know. I feel that the ending of the other one was a little bit more there.
Oh, when the girl says she doesn't want anything.
Yeah, there was more. Yeah, there's more there.
It was
Yeah.
interesting how they gave her a choice of the different configuration.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't want it, and that just defaults to the lament configuration. Takes all the pain on herself.
Did either movie get a sequel?
Oh yeah, the original did.
So we have Hellraiser in 1987, Hellbound, Hellraiser 2 in 1988, Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth 1992, Hellraiser Bloodline in 1996, Hellraiser Inferno in 2000, Hellraiser Hellseeker in 2002, Hellraiser Deader in 2005, Hellraiser Hellworld in 2005. Oh, they had two of them in 2005.
Yeah, Deader sucked. Oh my god, I haven't watched the Hell World yet, but Deader was horrible.
June 7th and September 6th. Wow, fucking 3 months apart.
Mm-hmm.
Hellraiser Revelations 2011.
That
Hellraiser
one
Judgment.
Hellraiser Revelations, you can't even find streaming. I tried to find it on Vudu. You can't stream it from there. You can't buy it. Looking at its Rotten Tomatoes score, it got a 0 and a 0.
See, now they'd make money off of it, though. I don't know why.
Yeah, but it's not available.
That's like the ninth
It's like the only one I don't
series of
own.
Justice movies that he loves. Paranormal Activity.
Mhm.
Fuck those no stupid money grabs when nothing happens in any of them.
Which one were we talking about? Revelations?
Yeah, I think you could probably watch it on like Tubi, but I like own all the other ones.
They did it. They did have it out for sale at one point.
Yeah, it was at one point. But
It's one of those dimensions.
Everything's for sale at one point.
yeah,
Dimension Extremes. Don't the Weinsteins own Dimension?
yeah.
Wasn't that a Miramax company? And then, of
Think so.
course, Hellraiser in 2022. Do you think we'll see another sequel?
Probably, maybe. Eventually.
I don't know. The days of streaming, it's
Never know.
kind of up in the air.
So the filmmaker of the 2022 said that the script was written and delivered to Dimension years ago. He acknowledges the franchise is now looking at adapting a sequel instead. But they went with the standalone, and that was mainly based off of the success of Halloween 2018.
Which, Halloween is so much like Hellraiser.
Well, no, they saw that
Classic horror movie.
yeah.
I know, but they're two totally different types of horror.
Well, yeah, and they didn't get, some major name director to go and direct it. Zombie isn't major name for directing at that time, but
No,
big enough that he had
No,
enough
2018. It wasn't even zombies.
It wasn't even zombies. It was the
The Halloween 2018, the one.
the
Oh,
last.
yeah.
All right. In your opinion, who wins the fight? 1987 or 2022?
87.
I'm going with 87 also.
Yeah, because
I enjoyed it a lot more than 2022.
I will say, 87 is a classic. It's one of my favorites. But the 2022, it is by far not the worst Hellraiser movie. I'd put it at definitely top 4, top 3 of the Hellraiser series.
I'd have to watch them all.
Yeah, maybe with some creative editing, I could knock that half hour out of there and make it more worth watching.
Oh.
All right, Justin, you want to give us some ratings?
Well, 1987, IMDb gives it a 6.9 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, 70%. Letterboxd, 3.5. What say you to 1987, Billy?
I give it 4 1/4.
John Boy?
I give it 4.
Give it 3 3/4. The 2022 IMDb gives it a 5.9 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, 67%. Letterboxd, 2.9. Some interesting numbers right there. What say you, Billy Boy?
I give it a 3 1/4.
Down Boy?
I give it a 1.
I'll give it a 3.5. It goes to the other one. Too long, but it is what it is. Well, next week, though, we go head to head with one of the greatest horror movie villains ever, and the movie that broke Kyle. We have A Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984 and 2010.
Now, please explain how it broke Kyle. I need to hear this.
Should we save this for next week, or should we tell him now?
That's next week.
We'll tell you off air and then tell it next week.
But it has to do with the fact that it was in 2010, and think about how old Kyle is right now.
Ooh.
May have been a little young.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
And that's a wrap, folks. Thanks for joining us today.
Before we go, find us on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, and most places you listen to these podcasts.
And don't forget to follow us on social media to stay updated on future episodes and join the conversation. You can find us on X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at movie_bar_pod and at the Movie Bar Podcast on Facebook.
Until next time, keep the popcorn popping and the reels rolling, and we will catch you next week on the Movie Bar Podcast.
Oh, we have such sights to show you.